Alright, so the dungeon is finally done. Let's go. Where are we, by the way? Oh my god. It really is Ark. Just, you know. Wait, where am I? Am I inside it? I am! I'm inside of it, aren't I? So the story about Ark is the fact that there's not really a story to it. It's just a summon that was used in FF9. It's the final summon that you can get your hands on if you really push to go after it. Like, you have to do a bunch of requirements. It involves hammers and defeating Hades and in FF9, and it's like, oh boy. And you have to learn it. You should stop here for the night. I understand the desire to rush ahead, but we need to recuperate from our punishing river adventure. Yes. Then let's settle in. We'll need a cook fire, and there's meal preparation to be done.
I've been meaning to ask, but how does one become the adopted child of the Dawn Servant?
I was but a ball of fuzz at the time, so I don't remember much. My earliest memories are of life in the palace. All I know is that I was born in Ikbrash, a village in Yaktel. But I've never bothered to return there. As far as I'm concerned, Ulul Jaja is my only parent.
I quite understand. I have no memories of my birth parents either. For a while, I wanted to learn who they were. But over time, that curiosity waned. Galuf was my dear grandfather, and he was all I needed.
So our situations were quite similar. Even though Papa already had a trueborn son, he raised me and Kona with no less love. One time, I'd wandered off alone into the forest and gotten lost. Before I became a meal for some beast, Papa dropped everything and came to my rescue. I was scared and sobbing and ready for a scolding, but the head of resolve praised me for surviving the ordeal. I did get my lecture from the head of reason, though. He went on and on about the dangers of the jungle and all the horrible ways I could have died. Growing up, Papa was kind and patient, but a tyrant when it came to training. Now, of course, I realize he was preparing me for my duties as a promise. For all the good it did. There's so much I failed to learn about my own country. Whether it's alpacas or Ihihana, I hardly know anything. I've lived such a sheltered life, yet convinced myself I understood Tural and its people.
That's why this is happening. You're meant to go on this quest to find the keystones and retrace his steps.
Or Zoralja's strength. I'm all bluff and bravado, not fit to bear my title.
You can't measure your worth by the success of others.
Don't compare myself to my siblings, you mean? I think I see what you're saying. My reasons for joining the contest have nothing to do with my brothers. It's always been about the Turali and what I can do for them.
You said it yourself. How important it is to properly know something. To hear the voices of others, empathize with how they feel, and think how best to serve. In so doing, you'll come ever closer to being the person you wish to be.
I'm sorry, everyone. I've been a fool. From this moment on, I'll stop trying to be the promise I'm not. I won't feign strength to hide my weaknesses. Step by step, I'll learn all there is to know and love about Tulihyolal and my fellow Turali. It might not be the smoothest path, but it'll be a path of my own making. I will find a city of gold for all of us, along with the answers you seek about your grandfather Kryl. I swear.
I appreciate it, Wuklamart, but you needn't take on that burden as well. Galuf Baldessian dedicated his life to protecting people from all manner of threats. As his granddaughter, I wouldn't wish to endanger others for the sake of a personal investigation. So let's just concentrate on winning the contest. We have a shared goal, and, if at all possible, I'd rather we enjoy the journey.
Hear, hear. We are companions on the same road, bound for the same destination. With our combined talents, nothing will stop us from reaching the Golden City.
Thank you. Thank you all. I am proud to call you my friends.
Meanwhile, in the second Promises camp. Oh boy.
Thank you. Thank you all. I am proud to call you my friends.
They seem to be enjoying themselves. Are you sure you don't want to go and say a word to your sister?
Nay, there is no need for that. But what of you two? Wuklamat's allies are your comrades. It must feel strange to be rivals.
Helping you has made us rivals, aye, but we're not about to break into fisticuffs over it. Unless, of course, it is a matter of winning or losing the contest. Then I'll have no qualms about putting Alizé on her rear.
Despite our long history, never have I been given the chance to test myself against our companions. The thought stirreth within me a most unexpected sense of competition.
Lamachi has surrounded herself with distinguished figures indeed. One of the Studium's finest graduates, the head of the students of Bardesian. And then, there's Eorzea's vaunted champion. If he's half the hero you say, then the odds are stacked against us. Not that I have any intention of bowing out. Our time in Urkopacha only served to strengthen my resolve. We saw how a single storm cut off the alpaca roots and threw my people's lives into disarray. Such uncertainties are why I advocate for the adoption of Sharlayan innovations, that Tuli Yolal might know greater stability and prosperity. Our nation can change for the better. And I will be the man to change it.
Well, it's a start. I imagine your experiences on this journey, all the things you'll hear and feel and think, will help you refine that approach. But to return to the subject of the rite, I'm a touch concerned by the condition for victory. The claimant who breaks the seal becomes Dawn-Servant, not the one who performed the 7 feats first.
The would-be victor need only possess the 7 keystones.
That is correct. As the contest wears on, we must brace ourselves for greater conflict.
Oh no, not the first.
Your rivals still lag behind. The second and third promise may have recruited competent lackeys, but none compared to you. How can they hope to compete with the resilient son? The only child ever sired by a two-head. Only the ignorant or foolish could fail to see that you were born to be Dawn-Servant.
But the question is,
Such titles mean nothing.
is that what he really wants?
I neglected to mention, when I first heard the rumors that the contest involved the Golden City, I spoke in confidence with Gulul Jaja's inner circle. They all agreed on one thing. Whoever reaches the City of Gold will attain a power so great, it can dictate the course of history. If this power truly exists, then I humbly beg a fair share of it. Time is passing, and I would put my plans in motion without delay. The useless tool is cast aside after all. And just so there is no misunderstanding, you consent to this course, no matter who is made to suffer. In battle, everyone bleeds. The Dawn's promise is no exception. What better lesson to teach our people the folly of war?
earlier. Man, they weren't kidding about this game having a lot of cutscenes.
I was hoping for a good scrap, but this bloated sack of bile was no challenge at all. I wonder if the house cat is dead yet. Be ashamed to lose a plaything, but we'd still have 2 more.
If I may ask, Chosen One, what are your plans for Tuliyola after you take the throne?
Plans? What makes you think we care about all that? We care only about the contest and proving our superiority.
What?
That would surely please Mother and Father. Yes, and when we become Dawn's servant, we'll drive out the weakling masses and invite our king to live in the city. Fine idea! Our family deserves better than that rotten jungle. Back to it then. We must catch up to that one-headed pretender and remind him of the natural order.
I made it.
I thought we were missing someone. Where have you been?
Oh, I feared I was done for when I fell from the boat. Yet somehow I made it. Oh, my arms, I can barely lift them. If I could just rest a moment.
You expect us to wait for you? Those who can't keep up will be left behind. My brother has spoken. March, or be fodder for the beasts.
But I followed the teachings. Everything I've done, everything I've sacrificed, all has been for the blessed seedlings. Wait. Don't leave me behind! I'm begging you!
Being able to say those things has brought me such relief. It's like a stone has been lifted off my chest, and I can take full breath at last. I don't want to encumber myself like that anymore again. I want to be better be better for myself and for my people. You may now enter. Okay, that's great. Everything. Oh wow, 92 already. Good. The Moblin settlement of Earthing Shower is not far from here, but be warned, the road will be taken as a favored hunting ground for bandits. With the stairs currently impassable, there will be fewer travelers, meaning the brigades will be desperate for victims to ambush. Although, considering present company, I suppose my concern is unwanted bandits on the road. We have Zoraja and the Lance Guard. What have Zoraja and the Lance Guard been doing? Seems it's up to me to restore order to the area. And off she goes again. For now, we'll head east and aim for the bank of the second river. Okay. No, I don't need an alpaca. I just need to go. And we actually do not have information, it seems. Oh, there they are. Those are the, what we call it? Yeah. Those are the quests that give you the ether currents. Whoa! What the? I got new animations. That's pretty cool. Hold on, I want to check something real quick. Let's see the new elixir field ability, or elixir burst. I don't know how I feel about that. Well, where are these bandits? Apparently, they're not foolish enough to attack a party of this size. Earthenshire is just a little farther ahead, on the opposite bank of Zoma. But let's remain vigilant all the same. This is it. The village where the lay of pots from the tutorial saga took place. Wait. Earthenshire? Idleshire. Might the similarity be a cultural inclination, I wonder? The settlements themselves couldn't be more different, though. This shire appears custom built to resemble pots, while the other is a repurposed town. Oh! Oh. Welcome to Earthenshire. Do I have the pleasure of happy greeting the third promise in her retuning? That's us. We're looking for the Zon's servant's elector. If you happen to know who that is. You're extinguishing tongue flaps with her right now. Recruiter is the elector you seek. Oh, that's helpful. He cut straight to performing the feat. As much as I would like to do just that, we have a much more pressing worry. The storm which hit our village shattered the cliffs and dropped rocks on our brain cases. Many help hands for the Potsworn were injured. This is no time for pizza metal tests. I'm sorry to hear that. After learning what the storm did to the stairs, I feared you'd been caught in its path. Not to change the subject, but what are the Potsworn? Goldsmiths contracted to work with the moblins. The word comes from the pot-like workshops where they practice their craft. The moblins provide these Potsworns with tools, materials, living quarters, everything the artisans could possibly need. This allows them to concentrate on producing what was widely known as the finest gold and metalwork in Tyrol. This is unacceptable. I was promised no distractions. This is the best they can offer. I should have never left watching me. Huh. Oh. You see, the pots won't desert us. Without enough healthy help hands, we are failing to uphold our side of the pot pack. Should our potsworn leave, Earth and Shire will grind to a halt. We have to do something and do it soon. Then let us stand in for the injured helpers. It will give me the chance to learn more about your people and your village, and if it brings us closer to beginning defeat, then all the better. This isn't strictly part of the contest, so don't feel obligated to join in. Take a rest while you can. I could use it. No, we're gonna be forced to do this. I was hoping you'd say that. I actually wasn't sure I could do this on my own. We'll all help. I doubt any of us could just sit around and watch. We'll take every help and we can get. As Truth swears that once the Potsworn have their perfect world shops again, we will commence the feat with all haste. You and the third promise can assist help hand Ragnarok. Oh. You other four following there are other help hands in need of help lending. I really appreciate you pitching in. I meant what I said at many fires. There'll be no more foreign strength. No more playing at being an invincible promise. If there's one thing I've learned on this journey, it's how practiced you are at aiding those in need. And I mean to make the most of having such an incredible mentor at my side. Now let's find this Ragnarok fella and see what we can do for him. Welcome. If it's helping, if you need look no further. No, don't need one. I have a feeling we may have just found the place where crafting and gathering will be. Can't meet his obligations without more help hands. The pot pack is broken and the pots are empty. What? Find that again? You come to aid Ragnarok? Accepts your hand lending. Real smiles? If we can offer the Potsworn their promised good living, we might save the day yet. Whatever you need. Wait, is that? Oh, wow. What it needs is for new help hands to create good living. For the help hands assigned, it was hunt during the rock rain. Took over, but he knows nothing. He does Kahi want? What does Kahi need? Help hands do not bother the Potsworn with straight talks. Job is to observe and anticipate, to prepare things with guest think. Please guest think. What Kahi is lacking so we can provide it. You can count on us. Why not just ask them? Yeah, it's just easier to just ask, you know. This is where Kahi works, is it? Mm-hmm. Let's take a peek inside then. This must be Kahi. It'd be a lot quicker if we could just talk to him, but there's no way but that's not the way they do things around here, apparently. I don't know, it looks like he's overheated. We'll have to leave him be and try our hand at some guesting. Inspect the workshop. They move the camera. Boiling, sitting so close to the furnace. And there's no airflow to speak of. How can anyone work? Stifling heat. Well, he has no storage of crafting. There must be something else he's missing. Yeah. I kind of noticed at the moment we walked in. Untouched meal. He's barely touched a meal. The dish is meant to be eaten hot. Or it loses its savor. Those tools are looking pretty worn down. Maybe it's time for some new ones. Oh my god. Alright, after taking a good look, I think I have an idea of what Kennedy might is working for additions. Let's head back outside and talk to them. You made your observations? What did you guys think? First off, I noticed he hasn't touched his food, and an empty belly can't be good for his concentration. Maybe the cooking isn't to his liking? But our food is very mouth-pleasing. Why wouldn't he want to eat it? Oh, when there's sure nothing when it comes to Kahi's taste. I can help you with that. My brother, Guana, is also his Hitsaru. And while everyone has their personal preferences, there are some they tend to share. Like an aversion to piping hot dishes. If it was brought to him like that, he wouldn't have been able to eat it until it cooled down. And by the time he came back to it, he might have found it cold and unappetizing. Sushi is to serve dishes that taste good no matter what the temperature. Would never have thought of that. Would the third promise mind explaining these things to our cook? Not at all. But I don't think that was the only reason I couldn't contribute. So homeland is hot and dry. But even Kahi seems to be suffering in front of that furnace. Anyway, you could cool down the workshop? Or we could try a drafty shard? They make a lovely breeze. Do you know where we can get one of those? You can gather them from the shoals of no return. What? What do you mean shoals of no return? There are many old boats there, abandoned by those who gave up on their search for the Golden City. So we salvaged them from the wrecks. Could you handle that for us? No. Oh, from what I can tell, Kahi's files and saws and things were very worn down. Maybe a new set of tools is in order. I was too preoccupied with stocking materials, a serious oversight which he will rectify. Supplying good tools for a good living is a help hand's responsibility. Then we all have work to do. We can meet back here when our tasks are done. The shoals of no return are past the crags, through a tunnel southeast of here. You should be able to spot the passage from just outside the village. I have a better suggestion when it comes to things like food and stuff for them. Just make like a list. Wait, how do I... Like, make a menu and just give it to people. You're Ronald, aren't you? What brings you out here? The issue with caring for the Hotsworn. When they approached me with the same problem, I suggested they commission artisans in Charlie, and instead, the quality of craftsmanship would be guaranteed after all. However, the Moblins did not care for the idea. Surely it would be more effective to engage a uniformly trained collective. I cannot understand a fixation on individual contracts. It's just their ways. Perhaps the custom will make more sense once we begin the feats of bots. Until then, we've been deemed unfit to assist in the matter of help hands, and are instead tasked with tending the injured. We were on our way back from procuring herbs for Yandra, in fact. Settlements in Kozomauka, too, have been isolated by the storm's destruction. What would have become of the wounded had we not found a way here? Should I become Dawn Servant, one of my first acts will be to establish reliable trade routes to the capital. When I imagine how much good we can achieve with Charlian technology. My apologies, I have much to consider, if you will excuse us. We'll meet again soon, I'm sure. Take care, Mom. You spot the tunnel opening. Head through the passage to the Shawls of No Return and recover the drug. Why is it called that? What I want to know. There it is. I just faintly warm to the touch. It just, yeah, the touch on it. A pale blue. Oh, maple current. What's for a whim? It seems you found the crystal. Yay! One of many. How bad is this? Oh yeah, after each expansion, I forgot about that. After each expansion, like when the next expansion comes out, the requirements of finding the currents in the field gets lowered, becomes lowered. So, yeah, right now it's 10, but all the other ones are 4. It's just kind of crazy. Yeah. Oh, good thing. Oh, is that a cool breeze where it feels? Maybe. Yes. Thank you for finding Drafty Stone Shard. Rakorok will add it to the new set of tools you bought. And I come bearing good food tidings. The cook has prepared a feast fit for the most discerning Hetsitsoro. And it's on its way even as we speak. Let's go in and see what it thinks of our efforts. I was wondering what occasion called to me to receive so many visitors. A fine meal, new tools, and a welcome social coeur. Now I remember why I signed the pack pot. Pot pack. I am grateful for your kind considerations. Allow me a moment or two, and I'll reciprocate with a piece worthy of a pot swarm. An oil lamp to brighten the halls of Bolak Swunsa. craftsmanship satisfies Earthingshire's reputation for quality, I trust. Such luster, such brilliance, truly a gift fit for the dawn servant. I'm glad you like it. Considering the time I've wasted till now, I hope to continue crafting at this improved pace. I have a contract to fulfill after all. Forgive my interruption. I am told the Elector has deemed the crisis past and is prepared to task us with defeat. That's great news. Thank you for letting me know. So, this is the craft of a potsworn. It is indeed a masterful piece. Thank you for your words of praise, second promise. I drew inspiration from Kozamika's natural beauty and sought to capture it in my work. I wonder why the Moblins did not simply build a workshop in the city. And now I have my answer. Even Charlie and goldsmiths could not easily replicate such exquisite artistry. One cannot create great things if one lacks creative impetus. Talk to y'all. Fortunately, does not want for inspiration. Anyone wishing to learn the basics of a craft would do well to study it here. I was raised among more traditional than most. And the shared ingenuity of Tyrol's various peoples was eye-opening. You lived as a traditional. I have few fond memories of nomadic life. I'm very grateful to you. I thank you for both your hard work and clever guessing. When it comes to helping hand, know that the potsworn really is important. Well, that's true for pretty much everyone you meet. It's a lesson I've had drummed into me several times already on this journey. Defeat of pots. The Elector bids the claimants assemble in the large building on the west side of the village. I'll head over there, after finding Thancred and Leandra. I also ran into the Levier twins on the way here. I took delivery of directing them to the venue. We're rivals. It's not his job to make sure I know the feat is starting, but even now he's contentious and scientists to a fault. Anyway, let's not keep thanks for assisting help hand Ron. She will announce the feat once the other claimants arrive, so please be patient a little while longer. I'm happy to report that we were able to convince one of the potsworns to stay. How did you fare? We learned things. That's what we managed to do the same. Splendid. What was that? Uh-oh. Firm's promise. We support your plans for tough crossing and the new potsworn they will bring. Piles of rockfall. If they were pebble stones, the resilient sun for Dawn Servant. Her jaw was clearing fallen rocks. I'm surprised even volunteer is time for anything unrelated to the contest. Unless you got something out of this. Well, we meet again. Just in time for the feat to begin. I bet he was already here laying low while the rest of us did all the work. Claimants, your attention, please. As explained, many of our potsworn left us following the storm. The precious metalwork crafted by those artisans bring in much jingly shine from across the salt. Our stream of trade goods dry up. Earthenshire will suffer. Tutiolo merchants will suffer. Set you this feat. Each of you are to find one clever head goldsmith to bring back here to us. So we're to recruit new potsworn. Makes sense for the feat of pots. Calling this a feat does not justify taking advantage of the claimants and their influence. How does finding workers for you demonstrate their worthiness for the throne? Convincing. You are free to refuse the request. She will be happy to perform the Dawn Servant of Zoral's disqualification. The right is a means to an end. The steps we take to get there are not important. It declares the feat of pots begun. But remember, a pot pact must be agreed to willingly. No grab snatching or deceitful tongue flaps. The elector said nothing of taking a willing artisan from a rival. Which is exactly what we should do. Suggestion, brother? I'm glad you think so, brother. Let us lay our plan. And Master Brood up to something. He may seek to delay us again, as he did on the river. We can but remain vigilant while we plot our course. What do you think, Lamont? Have you or any candidates in mind to satisfy this feat? I know some artisan amongst my supporters, but they're all in their twilight years. I couldn't ask them to give up the comforts of Totoro to live in this remote village, no matter how beautiful the scenery. Meanwhile, Kuana probably has 100 young craftspeople to choose from. Not that I'm comparing us, so you understand. That's just a statement of fact. And I suppose we could try asking around. Watch again. That seems a logical place to start. Back to Tortillon. It is. Wait, does that mean we have to take the boat again? Yeah. Oh, no, I can't do it. I can't stomach another boat ride. Have you tried? Etherite travel. You said I should share my burdens, so I will speak plainly. The truth is, I get really, really sick on boats. We already knew this. I mean, we already knew this information. Lamar, this is hardly news. This is But it was brave of you to admit. In any case, we won't be fighting the current this time. Heading downriver will be much smoother. It will, are you sure? I'm positive. Mostly. Mostly. Oh no. We have a problem. We have a problem. I need a moment. Upriver or downriver? It's too rough for me. The nausea is a bit more bearable now that I've stopped trying to hide it. But I'd still rather not set foot on a boat if I can help it. Or, I think I'm ready. Let's see if Master will. Let's recruit a Potsworn. We've made a we have a problem. You? No, not. Yeah, we have a problem. I didn't get the Aetheryte. I thought it would. What's that? Yeah, this is what I want. Yeah. Let me go get the Aetheryte first, and then... I haven't touched Aetherites in a long while. I've never had to actually deal with them in a long time. So... Oh, yeah. So... Nope, it's only 55. There we go. Oh. Ugh. I bet it's coffee. It's not. Alright. I'm gonna take a quick little break, and then we'll continue. I'm gonna have so many of these, aren't I? By the end of this. Yeah, I have 655.